it is our responsibility to set intention and then to do everything in our personal power to make that intention come into fruition. I just think the doctor's office is an interesting place here in the States. You want to take care of your mental health, you want to start a meditation practice. If you've been saying all that but finding all the excuses, the excuse time has run out. Good morning, family. Welcome to another vlog. I hope that you are doing well today. I'm gonna be honest with you. This morning I woke up and I didn't really feel like playing. I didn't feel the effortless joy that I've been tapping into for the past couple of days. And I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. I think the reason for that is because I'm getting back into manifesting. In another video, I will talk about how I've been balancing Christianity with manifesting and changing my belief system and understanding how the two can coexist, because I've had to shift in order for my belief system to really feel true. That being said, we'll talk about that another day. I do believe deep in my soul, deep in my heart, that it is our responsibility to set intention and then to do everything in our personal power to make that intention come into fruition. As long as our intention is grounded in our purpose, we all have different life purposes, all that stuff. I'm throwing a yoga event next Saturday, and I haven't published any information about it except on the Patreon. And I'm not necessarily nervous about selling tickets. I'm more so just nervous about the event in general, as far as like equipment and making sure everything runs right, and ticket sales and monitoring ticket sales, and like more so like the back end stuff that always makes me a little anxious, and not in a way that I'm ashamed of. I think it's just normal. Yesterday I was meditating on my event and monitoring my internal state and seeing how much anxiety was actually there. And in that moment, I decided that it would serve me most to shift into a space of contentment. So I visualized, I grounded myself, I told myself that I couldn't be more content. And that affirmation is one of my favorites, and it always helps me shift. So as I was meditating, as I was visualizing, I decided to spend about 30 minutes in meditation. I'm getting back into my longer meditations, my intentional, energetic feeling, like curating a specific energetic feeling. I'm getting back into that. And it's so funny because the moment I came out of meditation and, brought my breathing back to normal, I sold a ticket. Like The moment I got out of meditation, my phone went off and I sold a ticket. And I just thought that was so funny because I haven't really published anything about the event yet. And in that moment, I had like this clarity that this event that I'm throwing, you know, it's going to be every month. I'm going to do an online yoga class every month, but God has made it very clear what my purpose is, and I've been distracted from my purpose for a while. My purpose has always been to teach yoga to those who have difficulty accessing it. My whole channel is called Brown and Bendy from the very beginning. That was my intention, but I got distracted and started focusing on just more talking videos instead of teaching people how to get into their bodies. So I've known for the past couple of, pretty much since the end of December, that I've kind of been juking my purpose. And all this to say, now that I'm really grounding myself and focusing on what my actual purpose is, I'm feeling the resistance because I think that focusing on what I'm supposed to be doing, it scares me a little bit. But anyway, knowing that this is my purpose and knowing that if I do this, I'm making the world a better place gives me clarity. So when I sold that ticket, my brain thought, well, if God wants me to do this, why wouldn't I just sell out an event? Why wouldn't God just make it so that I don't sell out an event? And of course, I don't really think this way, but I ask myself these questions to see, you know, what do I think the answer is? And it always comes back to God will never give us more than we can handle. We all have a purpose in this life experience. And I believe that everyone's purpose is great. It might not seem great on the outside, but I believe in butterfly effects and that any intention that a person sets can flower in the lives of others. So all this being said, I realized that no matter how great our purpose, no matter how much good we can accomplish, the greatness of our purpose and the good of what we can accomplish will not happen if we don't get our person ready. That meditation in itself that I did yesterday shifted me into being more ready. And I saw the reflection of that in my physical reality. And I truly believe that God wants us to have what we want, but we have to be able to handle it. We have to be the types of people, I sound like my old videos, right? We have to be the types of people that can hold the very thing that we're pulling into our reality. So it was a really nice realization because I've been gravitating back towards intentional manifesting, but we'll talk about this in another video because I have to go. I have a doctor's appointment, but I prime all of my manifestations with if it is God's will. If it is God's will. I know that that is not everyone's practice, and that is fine. We're not all supposed to manifest the same. But since I've been shifting back into all of my manifesting techniques, grounding my manifesting techniques with if it is God's will has given me a freedom because I'm able to see the difference between what I am attracting effortlessly versus the parts of my life that require growth. But I've been blabbing on for a little while now. I'm going to go ahead and get dressed and head to this doctor's appointment. And yeah.
You were just passing by. You looked in my eyes.
Going to the doctors is always such a funny experience. They had to take my blood pressure twice because the first time it was like 130 over 80 something. And they were like, oh, you have high blood pressure, but let's just take it again in a little while. And then like 5 minutes later, they took it and it was like 119 over 890 or 80 something. I forget. But they were like, what? And I was like, it's just anxiety. It is just anxiety. My blood pressure gets high because I have chronic anxiety. It's fine. I just think the doctor's office is an interesting place here in the States. It's so little about solving the root cause of ailments and more about putting a band-aid on those root causes. But I choose to be grateful for our doctors and for our surgeons because, you know, sometimes they are necessary. Like today, where I got my IUD removed because I couldn't get my IUD removed myself. I couldn't do that on my own. Couldn't dig in my arm and get it out. So I got my IUD removed and I'm switching to the pill. A fun story, if you have an IUD, IUDs are apparently notorious for irregular periods, which I've had since I stopped breastfeeding half a year ago. And 6 months of irregular periods, like, I'm over it. I'm done. So I got my IUD out and I'm excited. I feel good. I never really was super happy with having this thing, this permanent thing in my body that I could not get out on my own. So I think that pills are going to be a little bit more in alignment with me for now until I find a more permanent solution to birth control. But what I did not think about was the fact that I now have a bandage on this arm. I'm taking my marketing materials for my yoga class today. I'm making the marketing materials. So I have to find a shirt that hides this bandage but isn't too obvious. That is the goal. Did not think this through. They were also like, no heavy lifting, no push-ups. I was like, no chaturangas? Wait, no. So I did not think this through. I didn't think the timing of it through. But I think I can still get some decent materials. I think I can still get some decent marketing materials. So I just finished filming a lot of my marketing materials, but before I finish up, I want to come here and talk to you about the yoga class that I am hosting on January 27th. You guys have known that I'm a yoga teacher for a really long time, but now you can finally practice with me. This is not just yoga. Yoga is not just yoga. Yoga is a practice that can help you understand your body and feel safe within your body. And that feeling of safety within our body is taken away dependent on how much trauma we've gone through. So, especially for me personally, the yoga practice can help you understand how to bring your body back to that grounded, safe place so that if you're into manifesting, you can create a life from a place of safety and clarity versus chaos and pain. Yes, yoga can do all of that. I've seen it happen. So if you're interested in practicing with me, go ahead and get your ticket. Now for my reality benders, this class is free. If you are a reality bender over on Patreon, you have received a free code over on Patreon that you can plug into Eventbrite to make your ticket 100% free. But if you just want to pay the $20 ticket price because you love me and want to support me, you can do that too. Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat. No matter what, I'm just happy that you're here and you're a part of my community. I think that is all I have to say about this class. I don't want to ramble on too much about it, especially since I'll be doing one every month. This is just a little information session so that you know that it's coming up. So if you've been saying that you want to start yoga, you want to take care of your mental health, you want to start a meditation practice, if you've been saying all that but finding all the excuses, the excuse time has run out. It's time. It's time to start your practice and maybe even start it with me. Yes, I'm so excited. So now that that is out of the way, I'm gonna jump on the computer, edit the Instagram reel I created for my promo. Then I'm going to respond to my mentees' boxes. If you are a part of the Live Your Purpose group, you can send me one voice memo a week and I will send you a voice memo back. So I have a couple of those to answer. And then what am I gonna do after that? Oh, I know. I've been creating phone wallpapers with affirmations on them. I've really only created one, but I had an idea for another one today. So I'm going to create another one and then I'm going to make a page on my website so that if you guys want to download the affirmation wallpapers, you can, because they're a big help and you can't run away from it because it's the background of your phone. Also, I kept the same top on and like this is in all my marketing stuff because I'm doing this once. doing this once a month, so I can't like make every little commercial I make pristine and perfect because that's a little silly because this is a monthly thing. So this is in January, so which is so funny. Also, I'm so glad Adam is home today because I'm able to just get all of this stuff done instead of having to take care of Libby and then try to get everything done while she naps, which is what I usually do. Adam's job usually does not require him to come in on days that it's raining or days after it rains because he does a lot of outside stuff. So gratitude that I'm able to do this. But yeah, I'm gonna get to work. It's like deja vu, right? Same background, same sweater, same turtleneck. I know, it's hysterical. You will see me wear the same thing over and over and over and over. Get used to it. I like my clothes. Okay, so I have created my Instagram reel to advertise my class. I've updated the page on my website, or I've updated my website so that it has a page for the class. So instead of like sending everyone to Eventbrite, I can just send people to my actual website. That makes more sense. I also added the affirmation wallpapers that I mentioned. So if those affirmation wallpapers sounded attractive to you, you can go check them out and download them. And now I am going to respond to the boxes from my mentees. And then I'm relaxing until yoga tonight because I am tired. Did I do everything on my list? Now, what you said about being afraid of exposure, that if you make it big, you're afraid that people will see who you really are. And I'm assuming that that's in alignment with, like, you know, you're afraid that you're going to mess up. You're afraid that you won't do it right. So if you get big, then everyone's going to see that you're kind of just winging it. And again, a very, very normal fear to have, especially as a person who is looking to have a bigger audience and a bigger community. And the only way that you're going to be able to work through this is to work on your relationship and your perspective of yourself. It's very easy for us to say, I don't care what people think about me, but that's only true when we know who we are. And I know that you know who you are. I know that you are aware. But I think that where you get a little disconnected is giving yourself permission to like who you are and to love who you are. So when you give yourself permission to be in love with yourself, that feeling of exposure and like if people see the real you, it won't feel as threatening because you know the real you and you love the real you. So in that place, from that place, you can say, I don't care what anybody thinks. But until we get to that place, we will care what other people think, because instead of having our own foundation, we're filling that foundation in with validation. So that is that. And oh goodness, I knew I should have taken notes. You had said one more thing. Oh, daydreaming. Yes. Oh, we're both in here now. You're gonna be real mad.
Wow. Looks like they eat at the cafeteria.
That's pretty.
Oh well.
Go for it, kiddo.
Yeah.
4 tomatoes? I
Mm-hmm.
think I got 6.
I'm supposed to do it. Wow, they're making a bombs on steel.
You know it.
Wow, that's
Great.
cool.
What a magnificent day. I could not have asked God for a better one. It's just a perfect day, and I'm so glad I vlogged it. I am beat, but I'm gonna take a little bit of time to enjoy some tea, read a book. I'm currently reading The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and it's really good, but it demands a lot of you emotionally. I know the book is really popular right now, so if you're thinking about reading it, I just want to let you know, get your tissues out, get your tissues ready. Adam just got out the shower, but maybe after he gets himself together, we'll watch Abbott Elementary, but we'll see. We'll see. We're winding down because it's getting late. But thank you so much for spending today with me. It was a lot of fun, and I appreciate you watching. It's a privilege to put these videos out and to have you guys watch them. So just know I really appreciate every single person who sits and watches these videos, and I read every comment, and I really appreciate it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop blabbering on and just end this vlog. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.